Joined now by one of our high school athletes of the week and a finalist for our female high school athlete of the year in our Honorary ESPYs. It's Kinslea Jones of Maize Golf. Had a record-breaking year, picked up her 4th state championship for the Eagles golf team. Kinslea, kind of talk about what it means now being in the rear view of your high school career and looking back at it a little bit.
Yeah, it was really a fun season and a fun 4 years. I got to play with all my friends, and I ended up winning 4 state championships, which is fun. But I think I'm ready for my next step.
Yeah, and for you, the last time we talked to you was right after you shot the 13 under at Dodge City. Kind of talk us through that back half of the season, and then in the state tournament, the state championship, kind of the emotions afterwards on what you kind of felt after your high school career came to a close.
Yeah, I think my 58 kind of just kick-started the end of my season and kind of kept me going for the last stretch. And, at state I didn't play my best, but I ended up on top, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and reading about that, it sounds like you really turned it up in those last couple of holes. Was that the most challenging state championship that you've had in terms of, the 4 that you have now? Was that one the toughest for you, especially with the expectations, I'm sure, bearing down on you?
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the toughest. I think it was just, it was split up into 2 days, or like the first round was got rained out, and then we had to go back and play in the dark, and then we went back the next morning to finish the round. And I think mentally just trying to battle and keep in it and keep a momentum going was really hard, and I couldn't really do that until the end, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for you as a golfer, are you ever scorecard watching, scoreboard watching? Are you kind of just focusing on each hole at a time, or how do you kind of approach an 18-hole course?
Yeah, I usually don't look at any other scores. I kind of just keep to myself. My coach always asks, do you want to know where anyone else is at? What do you want to know? And I'm just no, I know if I, play my golf and play my game, then it will work out how it's supposed to.
Yeah, and kind of talk about your journey to get into golf, because it's not a very common girls' sport, and for you having the success that you did very early on, is it something where you kind of got raised up playing golf? When did you start, and how did you kind of come to be as good as you've gotten?
Yeah, I started playing just messing around on the golf course when I was 5. I've always been around golf. My grandpa played golf, and he was my coach for forever, and yeah, so I just kind of grew up around it, and my sister and my brother played golf, so I just was always on the golf course. And then I guess about middle school, I kind of really started focusing on it, and in high school is when I kind of took another step and got better and realized that I like winning.
Yeah.
So it kind of helped, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody, all great athletes have that competitive drive. Kind of talk about what fuels you. How do you stay motivated, especially when you've had as much success as you've had?
Yeah, I like winning. I like to be the best. And, the days that are hard to go out and practice, I just think, well, if I don't go practice, then I'm going to not win. So that's kind of my motivation. I'm very competitive.
Yeah, and kind of talk about what practice and training does look like for you. Are you just hitting balls off the tee at the driving range? What do you kind of do to keep yourself fresh and motivated?
Yeah, it kind of depends, honestly. Recently I've been playing a lot, just getting rounds in, and that's kind of a little more fun than just standing out on the range and hitting balls, but that's also something that needs to happen from time to time to fix things and whatever. But yeah, I've been focusing on really just getting holes in and playing.
Yeah. And do you what's kind of your favorite home course here in Wichita? What's your favorite course to play?
My home course is Reflection. Favorite course? I would say Flint Hills, but I don't play there all the time, so, but yeah.
Yeah, and not everybody that golfs is a huge golf fan, and sometimes it's vice versa. Do you like to watch golf? What do you like to do? Is it a sport that you enjoy watching?
I enjoy watching the last few holes of a tournament, but other than that, I honestly don't enjoy watching it that much. It's kind of like a background thing. I'll put it on in the background, but not
It's a great second TV sport. That's what it's kind of known as. Is there anybody that you kind of model your game after or swing?
Not really, honestly. I like everyone. I like when the underdogs win.
Yeah.
That's kind of who I root for, but yeah.
And that's funny because you've been the favorite since you were a freshman. It's rooting on the underdogs pretty funny. And for you, professional golf is something that you've kind of gotten into as well. I know that you played out at the Annika Pro Women's Tour last year. Kind of talk about that process and challenging yourself with a different level of competition.
Yeah, that was definitely a good experience for me, just to see and put myself in that position. And professional golf has always been an option. It's not my only option, but it's definitely, if I get to that point and I realize that I can make a career out of it, then yeah, I'm going to try it.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
when you go do some of those things, are you kind of chatting with some of the people that are in a position that you want to be, senior golfers or people that have been through college? Are you more chatty at those events or some of the ones that you do in high school where you're, really competitive?
Yeah, it's good to like just kind of see their perspective and how they got to that point and just like what they think of it and like if what they would do different if they're glad they did it. But I don't know, I kind of just want to see for myself where I am.
Yeah. Looking back at your career at Maize, do you have a specific memory that stands out as one of your favorite memories, whether it's as a golfer or even just as a student?
Yeah, my 58 was definitely my favorite golf memory. It was a good day. I got to play with my teammate that day, so it was a very like chill, like good energy day, and ended up being a very memorable day. So yeah.
And for you, as a fall sport, so you had the entire winter and spring. When did it kind of set in for you that it was over? The high school career was over.
Honestly, it was like after the season was done and everyone on like the van ride home from state was very sad and I was just kind of like still like had an adrenaline rush and I think it was like a month or so later that I was like, oh, I guess it's over. It's kind of sad, but I don't know. I wasn't too sad because I knew it wasn't the end and I still have so much more and I have a new beginning. So
Yeah, for sure. And kind of talk about the emotions after it's been over. What do you feel like you're going to miss the most from golfing at Maize?
I think just playing with my friends, honestly. We had a really good team with good chemistry, but I know my next team will also be my best friends. So.
And like you said, you've been traveling around and continuing to play. What are some of the summer plans? What's the off season look like for you before you report to Lawrence?
Yeah, I have a pretty light summer schedule this year. Just getting a lot of practice in and trying to prepare myself.
Is there a bucket list course or anything that you want to play on other than Augusta? Everybody wants to play Augusta.
Right. I would say maybe like Pebble Beach would be fun.
Have you talked to any of the golfers at KU? Kind of gotten communication with them, talking to them, and getting a relationship with some of your future teammates?
Oh yeah, I've been in touch with them and I've met them when I was on my visits, and I know some of them just from playing golf my whole life, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah. What are you going to be studying? What's kind of the next 5-year outlook look like for you?
Right now the plan is exercise science on like a pre-med path, but we'll see how that goes first semester. Might change. I'm open to changing it, but yeah.
Well, KU's the place to do that. They got a great med program. I know that we have one here in Wichita. But Kinslea, congratulations on an excellent career and best luck at KU, and congrats on being a finalist for our Female High School Athlete of the Year.
Thank you.